Alright, how's it going, YouTube? This is my first ever video ever. I'm honestly kind of nervous. This video probably isn't going to be that great of a quality, but that's alright. I'm learning, and as the continuation of my journey in this YouTube thing goes on, then I'm sure it'll get a lot better. But this is just me really stepping out of my comfort zone and really being more comfortable with myself, and honestly, I feel like growing up, that was kind of a struggle, but anyway, we'll get to that later. So, just a quick background about myself. My name is Ryan O'Hara. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from the US. So, yeah, basically, I want to create this channel because I feel like it's such a good way to not only express myself and my life stories as well, but being able to reach out to others and maybe give out to some advice to other people as well. So I think that's just the main thing, really. And today's topic, first ever video topic ever. I think this is something that isn't talked about enough. I think that's really important, but it is the fear of being judged and the fear of perception and being seen out in the public. And honestly, this is perfect. Like this video is just me being more comfortable with myself, not being as nervous. I mean, it's not public speaking, but it's still out in the internet, and this is perfect. So honestly, if I were you, if you're watching this, I would maybe even consider starting a YouTube channel of your own and just doing these self-talk things to really get out of your comfort zone, because I know I'm getting out of my comfort zone right now as well. So I think this is what it's all about. So yeah, like I said, without further ado, the topic of today's video is the fear of perception and being seen and being judged. And I think this problem really personally stemmed. Um, I have a big problem with this. I'd say, like, especially growing up. Um, Growing up a lot, I was, and it's hard at that age. It's really hard at that age, especially when you're in middle school and high school, because that is when the other kids at school laugh at you, tease you, make fun of you a lot, and you can't really, you're basically shamed for being yourself, essentially. You're shamed for being yourself, and I mean, that's just a really hard point in your life. Like your teenage years, basically. Your teenage years is a very difficult time of your life, I feel like. And doing things like this, especially now I'm 20, like I said, I'm in college now. I'm a junior in college. Um, Marketing student, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, um, it's doing this is just so important um to really get over that fear of being judged. And like I said, so I guess like a mini backstory to make me actually get into the true video. So definitely the worst 3 years of my life, middle school, by far. Sixth, seventh, eighth grade, by far the worst 3 years of my life. And they were the worst, but they were also the ones that taught me the most lessons about life. And honestly, it propelled me into the person I am today, if that makes any sense. So, in a way, I am grateful for those years because it taught me so much about the right and wrong, like the good decisions versus bad decisions. And I've definitely learned a lot. Um, but like I said, middle school, I mean, I was picked on a fair enough. I mean, I feel like we all were. I'm not trying to play the victim card or anything like that. Like, we were all a victim of something. I'm not trying to play the victim card or anything, but I was made fun of a lot and stuff like that. So it was definitely hard, like on my self esteem, and especially what was so bad about middle school is that I was in a part of a really bad friend group that was really toxic, and it was not a good. I recently spoke with them like a few months ago. They're cool now, but back then it was just I was in a bad place. So with that being said, so you know how like in middle school and high school everybody has their own like cliques, like their own like friend groups or whatever, right? So with me, I left that friend group at the end of middle school and into high school. And going into high school, I didn't really have a friend group. My freshman year of high school, I did not have like a friend group, or I had very little friends in general. I think all throughout high school was mostly like this, but it was just it was a hard time, and since in label putting labels on everyone were already like set in stone basically. So like once you set a reputation for yourself in like the middle school years and even the high school years, it's like you're stuck to that label, and it's hard. It was really hard for me because things didn't really change. I didn't even like change my label really until like later on in high school, and it was just it was my high school. It wasn't the greatest experience, let's just say. It wasn't bad. I'll get to that later, especially with like sports and things got better. But um, there were all 4 years. It had some rough points, and I think that's alright. I mean, it's just high school. College is so much better. Ever since I got to college, life has been so much better, so much better, so much better. Life in general is just way better, and things eventually do get better. But getting back to perception and fear of being judged and whatnot. So based on my bigger point that I was trying to make, I know I was kind of blabbering, but the true point that I was trying to make with being judged was that you couldn't really feel like you could make like a social media post or express yourself how you really wanted to, um, because you were almost getting made fun of for anything, like anything. I felt, and that was for me, like personally, like I felt like whatever I did, I would always get judged on it. Like I remember it was my senior year of high school, and um, so I got recruited to run track and field and cross country for college, and like the little commitment like graphics or whatever, like the graphic design for the commitments and stuff like that if your sport. So I had someone do that for me, and it was like I mean, in retrospect I see how it is kind of tacky now, but like when he made the graphic and I received it and then I posted it on like on like Twitter or X and then Instagram and stuff like that, it just got like flamed. I don't know. I might still have the picture. I'll edit in like a picture of like what it looks like. Um, if I have, I don't know. I might still have it. I don't know. Anyway, point is, it's just like no one. I couldn't even really be happy for myself because I couldn't really be happy for myself because the commitment graphic that I posted was getting flamed. It was just like, no, like what? I think okay, so track. I think it's in my closet somewhere, but I had track spikes, and like I had these Oakleys on. These like it's dusty. I had like I was wearing these Oakleys, and I had them on with like a track singlet. Whole bunch of dust like flew in there. I haven't cleaned that in years. Anyway, I had a track spike, and I was like, this or something with Oakley's on, and it just got like flamed instantly. Like people were just like making the fun of. So if you know what like Almost Friday is, like the Almost Friday Instagram post for like schools and stuff like that. I was posted on that. I was posted on that like senior year a lot. But anyway, people were just grilling the shit out of me, and I don't know. Maybe I deserved it, maybe I don't. But I couldn't even be happy for myself. I couldn't even be happy for myself because I just felt like kind of an idiot. Like, oh, why would I post that? Like, why would I? And that circles back to the fear of being judged and seen, and it's just it screws with your head. It really screws with your mental state and your confidence, your self esteem, everything. So but even not high school related, but because I'm trying to get past that. I'm in college now. Anyway, so basically the main thing that the fear of perception and being judged really affects with that I was the main point of today's video is how it can affect how successful your life can be, and you can basically waste your potential. You can waste your potential in life just because you have a fear of being seen online and just in general, okay? And I get it if you're introverted, because I am too. I'm okay, they call it an ambivert, so it's like 50-50. Sometimes I'm an extrovert, I like to go out, I've been better about that, but I say more times than not, like 65, 70-ish percent, I'm like this bit. 65 to 70% ish, I'm an introvert, so I get it. I understand. And I took a high senior in high school class, public speaking, and that helped me a little bit. But one semester of doing that isn't gonna help. It's years. It's years of repetition, and not necessarily just public speaking, but just getting yourself more comfortable with talking to more people and just getting your voice heard more. And that is the most important thing ever. Being able to speak your truth to yourself and speak your truth to whomever and whatever, that matters. It absolutely does matter, because let's say, okay, here's a relevant example. So I'm getting into acting, right? I say I'm getting into acting, like I'm in the process. Like, if you know what Backstage is, like it's basically like a platform where you can get um signed by an agent or have like marketing deals, like where you're like promoting a brand or getting cast for a television show or a movie or like solo film, stuff like that. So not putting yourself out there is limiting your chances of being seen, and especially now today, because we live in such a digital world through social media, especially Instagram, and YouTube even too now, where casting directors, with that example, casting directors are looking at your Instagram, seeing what you're posting. If what you're posting is relevant, does it seem any like you're an artist of some sort? If you actually seem to care about acting, and people do look at that, and I get it. It can be nerve wracking posting yourself. I'm out of my comfort zone right now. I mean, I'm feeling more comfortable now, but it's you're limiting yourself, and it's not like how it was 20, 30, 40 years ago, where I'm using acting as another example, but like their previous way of casting actors was in person auditions, and it was just kind of luck of the draw. But now, with how things are online and through Instagram and TikTok, I mean, okay, prime example. Okay, so I'm assuming most of you guys know who Addison Rae is, the TikTok star. So she blew up as a TikToker, But in recent years, ever since I think she got into acting like 2020, I want to say 2020, yeah, like 2020, and she got casted in I know it was He's All That, and then the Thanksgiving movie, and then she was in the Ed Gein um, film last year that came out like in August or September, whatever it was. Anyway, the point is she didn't start off. She started off growing a online social media presence through TikTok, and that she was able to transfer her success on TikTok over into acting, and her fame and success with TikTok allowed her to give her an extra boost of confidence, an extra boost of being able to be seen by these casting directors and agencies, because they already know that that Addison Rae has a online persona and a growing audience, a very successful large following on Instagram and TikTok, and now with acting. She's been acting for like whatever, 5 years, 6 years, whatever. So yeah, I mean that's just an example of how you can grow yourself through social media, and you can use that for other things as well. You can even use it for your job. Okay, if especially in like social media marketing, like perfect exhibit A. Like, it goes hand in hand, and it can really help your chances. And honestly, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grow an audience. I recently deleted my old Instagram account and started a new one. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to follow me on Instagram. You don't have to, but that's there if you want to. Anyway, I'm and it was a clean sweep, and that new account was so I can be able to do this kind of thing. I can start over, clean slate, fresh start, and I can post whatever I want to. All the people I followed from high school, they're gone. For like a couple of my like closer friends, they follow my new account. But point is, I'm going to use this new YouTube channel and new Instagram account to get over my fear of perception. Essentially, the whole point of this video, this whole new rebranding self me thing, that is for to grow an audience, and that cleans it into for me to get over that fear of being judged and seen by the world, because like I said, I'm getting into acting, and these days if you want to get into acting, it is crucial that your socials check out. So Snapchat, I wouldn't say you really need Snapchat. Instagram, I would say definitely, absolutely. Twitter, yeah, I mean maybe. TikTok, I would say those are the main three: Instagram, TikTok, and X. Like those are the top three ones to grow an audience for a potential acting career. Or it doesn't have to be acting. I know I've been talking about acting a lot because that's me personally, but in general, like growing an audience online is going to do nothing but help your odds and help your chances become successful. And even nowadays, you can use it to make money. People make a living, I'm not gonna say salary. It's not a salary, but people make a living off of doing this YouTube and posting on Instagram Reels, TikToks. People are literally becoming rich now off of social media. I mean, it is literally the future of jobs, along with AI. That's another topic, but I mean, this is the future. Absolutely, it is. That's how you can get over your fear of being seen, by stepping out of your comfort zone and talking to yourself in a camera, or posting more on Instagram, more relevant things that you want to work with, who can see you. Okay, so the things I post on Instagram, those are things that casting directors can potentially see. Those are things that modeling agents. I actually did a photo shoot in well, I'm not gonna say the city. I don't want to dox myself, but I um I recently did a photo shoot like about 2.5 weeks ago ish, and it was for modeling. So those are things that agencies can look at, things like that. And it's so important to, again, I know I'm reiterating this a lot, but it's so crucial to step out of your old former self and step into that new person that you want to be. And I know that's exactly what I am trying to do in my whole rebranding self-image thing. That's the number one reason why I started a new Instagram account. That's the number one reason I deleted old TikTok account, old Twitter account, the whole cleanse basically, and start over. And honestly, I don't regret it one bit. So sorry about that cut. My camera or my lighting died. Anyway, so I'm just gonna wrap up the video right here. I know I've been dragging it on for a little while. I'm gonna do it before my lighting dies. But again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, link is in the description down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. See you.